iHeart, get ready. Fantasy football is here. Welcome to the Scout Fantasy Show. ScoutFantasy.com is home to the Fantasy Football World Championships and the best players in the world. Real money winners giving their secrets to help you win. Now exclusively on iHeart. This is the Scout Fantasy Show with your host, the one, the only, Dr. Roto.
Dr. Roto. Get out the insurance cards. Get out the copay. The office is open, my friends. Now, this is a very unusual podcast because I'm going to preview this week's games today on Wednesday, before Thursday games, of course, on Thanksgiving, and before we know more about what's going to happen on Sunday. So things will change. So do me a favor and promise me that you'll stay tuned to scoutfantasy.com, where we'll update these changes for you, of course, throughout the coming days. But before I do that, I just want to wish you and yours a very happy Thanksgiving. And I'm thankful, like I said, for you guys, for being able to do what I do on the radio and on these podcasts, and for being able to work in the sports media industry and do something that I truly love. So I am thankful for that, and I hope you are thankful for something very important in your lives as well. So let's get right to it. The Thursday games, Minnesota at Detroit. Wow, who would have ever thought that Jim Caldwell, who I can't stand, really, I think this guy is a mediocre coach at best, is in position to possibly win this division. This is a game that Minnesota has to come into Detroit, and they have to win this game. Just like they played well last week against Arizona at home, Minnesota needs to come in this week and dominate. I just don't know if they can. Right now, we're hearing reports about Stephon Diggs not being 100%. I still think he plays. If he plays, though, I think that Slay is going to cover him, and I think that neutralizes him a little bit. Kyle Rudolph has not really been a part of this offense for Minnesota recently. So I've been struggling with that because I think that Detroit is terrible against the tight end, but I don't love Rudolph this week. I like him, but I don't love him. Look, I like him because I've got to think Detroit is so bad against the tight end that anybody who can watch NFL game film will realize to throw the ball to Rudolph, but that doesn't always happen. I think the guys I'm looking at this week are Adam Thielen again and Cordell Patterson. So, I mean, they're trying to avoid Slay, and Thielen will be in the slot, and Detroit slot cover is the worst cover slot guy in the league. So I think that there's a chance for Thielen to be good this week once again. For Detroit, Eric Ebron has really stepped up. You know how much I like Theo Riddick, even though I don't see this as a huge Theo Riddick week. I think it's a good week for Theo, not great. This is going to be a very ugly defensive game. I don't expect to see a ton of points on Thanksgiving. This is the game that you're watching while they're cooking in the kitchen. I'm seeing 20-17. I don't see a lot of points here. Maybe I see maybe Marvin Jones does something this week. I don't think we've seen him in a while. Maybe this is a week that he breaks out. Washington and Dallas, the 4:30 game, the game that a little food coma there, right? You probably ate somewhere in the afternoon. You're eating around this time. Maybe the game's on in the background. Who knows what's going on here? But I think this is an exciting game. I think Dallas is in a really good spot. Washington played a very tough game on Sunday night, a game that took a lot out of them, I believe. And here they are on a shorter week than even normal. Normally, games at 1 o'clock, it ends at 4 o'clock. Here, they're going to 11:30. So they lose the recovery there. Now they got to get on a plane and get to Dallas for arguably one of the biggest rivalry games in all of the NFL. I just don't know how well Washington plays. This could be a messy game. It could be a messy game defensively, especially for the Redskins. I like Dak Prescott a lot. If Josh Norman comes to play, I think he does do a good job of shutting down Des Bryant. I really like Cole Beasley this week. I really like Jason Witten this week. And of course, I like Ezekiel Elliott. If the Redskins defense is not 100%, Ezekiel Elliott will run right through them. I mean, this will be a Thanksgiving Day feast for him. He will be feasting on the Redskins defense. So I do like the Dallas Cowboys a lot this week. For Washington, as I said, I'm worried. I'm worried that this has the makings of a letdown game. It was a big win against Green Bay, and now you got to turn around in a short week. I think the only thing that salvages this game is that it's a division game. And Jay Gruden's going to be like, look, guys, I need 100% for you guys right now, and then you get 10 days off. And then I don't even need to see you until Monday, right? So you're going to get Friday, Saturday, and Sunday off. Well, if that works, great. If it does, you're going to see R. Kelly, who I can't even tell you how many times we've mentioned his name on these podcasts. You know I've been telling you about R. Kelly all year. How good was he last week? He's very good. Jordan Reed, it's a good spot for him. Pierre Garçon, good spot for him. Jamison Crowder. I don't think the Cowboys can cover Crowder. I think Washington has matchups here. So if Washington can use their matchups, they will keep it close. I don't know if they win, but they'll keep it close. And finally, Pittsburgh at Indianapolis. This is one of those where, I feel badly. This could have been one of the great games on Thanksgiving night. But with Scott Tolzien in there, which is right now what I expect instead of Andrew Luck, who knows? I'm not very impressed with Tolzien. I wasn't when he was with Green Bay. I'm still not now. I think it changes their offense. It becomes a Frank Gore love fest. Maybe a little Jack Doyle, right? O'Doyle rules there. I don't really love T.Y. Hilton. I don't really love Moncrief. Usually, backup quarterbacks don't have multiple progressions. We know that. They're just not used to it. So they get out there, they look at one guy and they go to him. My guess is that guy's going to be T.Y. Hilton because they'll move him around and Tolzien will be looking for him. So I really don't love Moncrief this week. But if you have to play him, you play him. But I don't love him this week. For Pittsburgh, look, we talk about the home Ben Roethlisberger and the road Ben Roethlisberger. This is the road Ben Roethlisberger. But I think this is about Le'Veon Bell. This is a game that he should run for 150 yards and 2 touchdowns. This is as clear as day. Now, Ben will be okay, but I don't think Ben and Antonio Brown will need to dominate this. I think the Steelers' defense will be just fine because of Tolzien. He'll make some mistakes on his own, right? And then with Lev Bell, you run it to him a bunch of times, 28 to 30 times. Ben throws it for about 30 times, and the Steelers win this game. I don't think it's pretty, but I think they get the job done. I think you're looking at like 27 to 13, something like that. All right, let's get to the Sunday and Monday games. We'll do the Sunday games first. Tennessee at Chicago. Man, the Chicago Bears are a mess. Matt Barkley is putrid. There's no Alshon Jeffrey. There's no Zach Miller. I mean, there's no Leonard Floyd. If Tennessee's not the best play of the week, I'm shocked, except for one other game. I might be even better coming up in a second. I just can't imagine how DeMarco Murray doesn't run amok. I don't imagine how Derrick Henry doesn't even score a touchdown this week. I think Chicago's in big trouble, and I think that they're done, right? I think they're playing right now for a draft pick, and Chicago's just done. I mean, not like Jay Cutler is special, but at least he was an NFL quarterback. Matt Barkley's not. So I think the Tennessee defense goes crazy this week. Jacksonville at Buffalo. I'm not sure we see Sammy Watkins yet. I'm interested to see LaShawn McCoy if he's back. If he is back, is he back 100%? Or is he splitting carries with Gillislee? I think he will be. I think you'll see a lot of Mike Gillislee this week. I do. Robert Woods, it's still too early to tell about him, but right now I'm going to call him doubtful. I'm not going to say he's out because it's only Wednesday. We've got time to figure this out. But right now I'm going to say he's doubtful. I still think that Buffalo has a chance to win this game. First of all, their defense is very good. Their linebacking play is terrific. I don't see Chris Ivory going off, and you know how much I hate Blake Bortles. So the question is this: can the Buffalo secondary stop the Jacksonville receivers? Can they contain Allen Robinson? Because Hearns and Julius Thomas stink. So can they contain Robinson and Marquise Lee? If they can, they've got a shot to win. The Bills it is. Jacksonville's their shot to win is they have to establish their running game with Ivory and throw the ball to Robinson. They do that, they can win. All right, Cincinnati and Baltimore. I think this is the other game of the week here. I think Baltimore wins this game convincingly. First of all, it's hard to run against Baltimore. Even Ezekiel Elliott and Le'Veon Bell struggled. So I don't know what Jeremy Hill's going to do. So if I don't think Jeremy Hill's going to do anything, they're going to have to throw the ball. But what is Andy Dalton going to do in the air? LaFell, Tyler Boyd, Tyler Eifert. I think he's a sneaky play in DFS, but I'm not loving him in seasonal. Not loving it at all, but I think there's a pathway, if you will, for him to getting 300 yards. I just don't think it's going to happen. I think this is a week where we see Terrence West and Kenneth Dixon. I see Joe Flacco throwing to Steve Smith. I think Cincinnati mentally is done. And when you're mentally done, the physical comes right after. Okay? It really does. Arizona against Atlanta. This is a very tough game here. Bruce Arians has chest pains. I'm getting chest pains watching Arizona play. This is about David Johnson and Larry Fitzgerald. Can they do enough? And most of all, can Patrick Peterson Roto cover Julio Jones Roto? This is a battle of the Roto children here. And if so, can Mohamed Sanu and Austin Hooper and Devonta Freeman and Tevin Coleman step up? If they can step up, Atlanta wins this game. If they can't step up and David Johnson really does a great job running the football, I think Arizona can sneak a win. This is going to be a really good game. I'm excited to watch it. Okay, the Giants in Cleveland. The Giants should win this game. They should. Eli Manning should throw for 2 touchdowns. Beckham should catch a touchdown. Rashad Jennings should get 70 to 80 yards. This is what should happen. I just don't know if it will. I look at this game as a letdown game for the Giants. I look at it and I say, oh man, going to Cleveland. Josh McCown is in there right now. There's no more Cody Kessler. McCown can run this offense. They have really good pieces. And I'm going to call for a Browns victory because I know how the Giants play. The Giants always crap the bed when you expect them to do well. That is what the Giants do. Now, if they win, God bless, I'll be very happy, but I just am worried about this game. I'm very worried about this game. I just see Pryor and Gary Barnidge. I really see Gary Barnidge having a good week. I just always do like Josh McCown. He's a better quarterback than we give him credit for. And I think the Giants are going to be in a real tough game here. They may win it, but they're going to leave Cleveland going, wow, that was a tough game. Los Angeles at New Orleans. This is a game meant for Drew Brees versus the Rams defense. Can the Rams defensive line put enough pressure on Brees to force him into bad throws? I don't know. Because if he can make the throws, I don't think the Rams secondary is good enough to stop Cooks, Snead, Michael Thomas, even Tim Hightower, who's been racking up points. I just don't know if they can stop them. If they can't stop them, then I really do like New Orleans to play well here. Jared Goff, this is a spot that he could do well in. It is. This is a spot meant for Jared Goff, but will he have a good week? This is only his second week as a starter. I don't know. I don't trust him, and that's my problem. So if I don't have trust, I can't play him. Do I like Todd Gurley this week? I do. I do like Todd Gurley a lot this week. So I think this is a week, if you have Gurley, congratulations. You should see your 100-yard game finally. San Francisco at Miami. Oh my God, Jay Ajayi, come on. This has 200 yards written all over it. Give him the ball early, give him the ball middle, give him the ball late, just give him the ball. 30 carries, 220 yards, something ridiculous like that. Tannehill throws when he has to. He finds Devontae Parker when he needs to. He uses Jarvis Landry when he must. But this is a game that Miami can ball control it all day long. Colin Kaepernick will do all right, but I don't think this is a huge game because I think Miami is going to play it slowly, very slowly. Just work it down the field, run, pass, run, pass. So I think we're looking at like a 17-9 type game, not one of those big Kaepernick games that I see here. I don't. Miami plays ugly. Do I like Carlos Hyde this week? I do. I like him a little bit. He is the focal point of the offense. Chip Kelly said it and I've said it. So that counts as something, right? San Diego at Houston. Man, I got to give the Texans some credit. They really deserve that game. I don't think I've seen as many bad referee calls in my life. DeAndre Hopkins, that was a touchdown. Lamar Miller, that was a first down. I mean, really bad stuff. And I think Houston will be energized at home. Energized at Energy Field. I really do. Now, the question is, which running game will be better? I love Melvin Gordon. Melvin Gordon gets 30 touches or more every week in football. Every week. So can the Texans defense stop Melvin Gordon? I don't see that happening. I don't. I think they'll stop the receivers. I think that the tight ends, Hunter Henry and Antonio Gates, will be okay. But I see a whole lot of Melvin Gordon this week. So the question for the Texans is, can Brock Osweiler continue to play at the level he played last week, which wasn't terrible? I've seen a terrible Brock Osweiler. That wasn't it. That was a decent Brock Osweiler. So I like DeAndre Hopkins to play well. Fedorowicz I always like. So I think this game will be a close game, and it will come down to a field goal. A Nick Novak field goal. Will he make it? Will he miss it? We'll have to see. Josh Lambo, though, went to school at Texas A&M, if I'm not mistaken, and Nick Novak used to kick in San Diego. So my narrative there is the kickers. All right, Seattle at Tampa Bay. Got to give Tampa Bay a lot of credit. They have played very well the last couple of weeks. They really have. But I think this is in a game that's asking for too much. It's asking for too much to beat Seattle, who is probably playing outside of the Cowboys and the Patriots, or maybe even including that at the highest level right now. They are clicking. No Procise, no problem. Thomas Rawls is a beast. Doug Baldwin is doing his thing. Jimmy Graham is a matchup the Tampa Bay Buccaneers cannot handle. I think this is a game that Russell Wilson can win. I think the question is, can Tampa Bay keep it close? But I've got to think that Seattle is going to scheme for Mike Evans. So is this a game where Humphreys plays well? I don't know. Maybe. I just don't see where Tampa Bay's points are coming from. I like Doug Martin, and Seattle is susceptible on the road. But I just don't see where the points are coming from. I can't see the points. I don't know where they're scoring the points. They're not going to get shut out, that's for sure. But I mean, Richard Sherman is going to cover Mike Evans, and if Jameis Winston makes some bad throws, he's going to throw some picks. So I do like the Seahawks defense a little bit here. Carolina at Oakland, I just got to give a lot of credit to Jack Del Leather Jacket. This Raider team is looking very good right now, and he's done a wonderful job this year. I got to give him credit. Carr is playing at a high level. Amari Cooper does his thing. I think Carolina is going to really have to cover Cooper, and I don't know if they can. Michael Crabtree had a lot of bad drops on Monday. Really cost me, hurt me from being the last undefeated team in the main event. That bothered me a lot, Michael Crabtree. I just want you to know that, but I think he has a comeback week. It's hard to run against Carolina. So I think Latavius Murray and Rashard will be neutralized. That said, I really like Carr to Cooper and Carr to Crabtree this week. All right, the New England Patriots at the New York Jets. Now, come on, guys, the Patriots are just going to win this game. I can't even imagine how they don't. I expect Gronk will play, not 100% on that, but I expect him to play. The Jets will not. The Jets may slow down LeGarrette Blount because they have a good run defense, but it won't matter. You'll see James White. You'll see Dion Lewis. You'll see Julian Edelman. They just have way too much firepower. And who knows who the Jets quarterback is? Seriously. I mean, how are the Jets going to score? Brandon Marshall's not going to score. They're not going to let Matt Forte score. I like Bilal Powell this week. I think Bilal Powell's a good play, but once again, I try to go through the games and I envision how is it going to go down? How are the Jets going to put up? If the Jets need 20 points to win, how do they get the 20 points? I just don't see it. I don't see the 20 points. So if I can't see it, they don't score it. Kansas City at Denver. Man, this comes down to Kansas City playing very poorly last week at home. Can Andy Reid get them energized to play this week? Spencer Ware, can he come to play? Right? Travis Kelce. It's very hard they don't really use their wide receivers, but I think that guys like Tyreek Hill and Albert Wilson can hurt Denver because they're so quick. For Denver, Devontae Booker, I think Demaryius Thomas, Emmanuel Sanders, these are the three guys. So the question is, how good are these three guys going to play? I think it comes down to the running game. How good can Booker be? I like Booker. I don't love Booker. And I think that the Chiefs will step up this week. I normally don't like the Chiefs on the road either, but I just think that the Chiefs had a bad week last week, and they were embarrassed at home. I think they play tough. Finally, Green Bay at Philadelphia on Monday night, and of course we'll touch on this on Monday's podcast. But very interesting game about one team, I think, on the way up, and one team maybe, dare I say, on the way down. Is Jared Cook going to continue doing what he's doing? Will we see Kristen Michael? I don't know. All these receivers for the Packers, who's going to step up? For Philadelphia, I think this is a Wendell Smallwood game. Is he's going to get the chance to get the most of the carries? So how will he do? I think he's a really good fit in the offense, and I'm excited to see it. All right, guys, time now to put away the insurance cards, put away the copay. The office is closed, my friends. Very excited. We're doing some chats here at Scout Fantasy. So today, Wednesday, Ronas will be in the forums for a 1-hour chat from 6 to 7. I'll be in the chats on Friday from 5 to 6. Mark Deming will be there. Sean Childs will be there. So come on into the forums. We're going to do a members-only chat. You ask us questions. We'll give you answers. That's what we do, and we're excited about it. We really want to help you win. These are critical 2 weeks. We need the victories. I know you're going to get them. All right, so told you to put away the insurance cards, put away the copay. The office is closed, my friends. Please be a member of scoutfantasy.com. Enter the promo code ROTO, that's ROTO. You pay for 1 month, we'll get you 2 more for free. It's as simple as that. You'll be a member of the Scout Army, and we'll be glad to have you. So once again, I wish you all a very, very happy Thanksgiving. Enjoy the time with your families. Enjoy the turkey, and enjoy the football. I know that I will. All right, guys, be well. Take care.
Thanks for listening to the Scout Fantasy Show. There's never been a better time to join the Scout Army. Visit scoutfantasy.com. Use the promo ROTO for 2 months free. And don't forget, fantasy players, please thumbs up the podcast on the iHeart app. See you next time. Go Scouts!